That's really nice. I really like this plan.
So does Jen.
Parker just did something incredible. You know, to understand the seismic magnitude of what's happening this season, you have to understand the huge gamble that Parker Schnabel took to push this multi-million-dollar discovery. What do you think? Will we be back next year and looking for more? I won't make that decision now. I think it would be hard for anyone who bothered. He is driven by a simple but powerful philosophy he often quotes from hockey legend Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And Parker hits the biggest shot of his entire career. Where does that leave us? Season total 4,018, 95 Oz. We've crossed the 4,000 mark, a $15 million bet on Dominion Creek. His goal? An almost impossible 5,000 ounces of gold in a single season. It's hard to believe, but this lofty, almost insane goal is full of terrifying obstacles and devastating traps that could completely derail his plans and ruin his entire operation. Every day at the Dominion Creek mine brings a new, painful set of challenges. The crew, a loyal and resilient group of miners, are constantly faced with vexing, morale-crushing problems and mechanical breakdowns. It's not just fixes for miners. We are talking about massive, complex machines that are pushed to their absolute limits. They fight wild rocks that can destroy machines in seconds. And as the gold appeared, it disappeared for a few days. We installed water pumps and pipes. We had shaking floors, conveyor belts. Just do it, Parker could say with characteristic tenacity. But behind this determination, the financial risk was really too great. I wouldn't make that decision now. I think whoever would mine it would have a hard time. You know, there's a lot of work to be done there. Anytime the giant washing machines stop working, even for a few minutes, it's a huge, catastrophic waste of money. Working under intense, almost unbearable pressure, the team knows that every loss at mining time means thousands of dollars in lost potential revenue. They are constantly, relentlessly racing against time, against the weather, against their own exhaustion to maximize their golden yield. And then suddenly, just when everything seems normal, just another hard, exhausting day, Parker and his team make a surprising and incredibly exciting discovery. While they were dealing with a routine gold plot, something caught their eye. This wasn't just any honey. It was like Indiana Jones. "Wow, that's amazing," the crewman exclaimed, his voice a mixture of awe and disbelief. This amazing discovery immediately sent a wave of hope and excitement into the hearts of the exhausted crew and signaled a dramatic turn of events that fortune would smile upon them. It instantly lifted their spirits, igniting their enthusiasm to continue advancing, to continue fighting even in the harshest and most inhospitable conditions. As Parker later explained, this new mine had 80% of its gold in one area and the remaining 10% in another. This amazing find suggested that they might finally stumble upon a chain of rich, concentrated profits that would eventually help offset the enormous costs and risks of their large-scale mining. The crew was instantly more excited. A new sense of energy permeated the camp, a sense that this shocking find could be the start of a legendary streak of good fortune. The mood among the miners was suddenly good, everyone excited and optimistic about the incredible treasures hidden beneath their feet. "We did it this year, Roxanne. So you'll have to help me figure it out." "Oh, right. Is it that hard?" "Yeah." To understand why one discovery could change everything, you have to understand the new high-tech secret weapon Parker has staked his entire season and fortune on. What was really going on behind the scenes was a story of huge technological risk. Parker Schnabel's exploration of advanced gold mining techniques actually began years ago, during his time in New Zealand, as highlighted in the 5th season of Gold Rush, Parker's Trail. There he became obsessed with gold pans, the massive and complex machines that are the real heart of any placer mining operation, the machines that separate the precious gold from the worthless rock and soil. His research into these machines was exhaustive and revealed a number of cutting-edge technologies from around the world. He consulted experienced miners such as Ian White and sought insights from their decades of experience. But here's the crazy part. His journey led him to incredible but ultimately inappropriate technologies. In one famous episode, viewers were introduced to a hyper-advanced, almost futuristic floating washing line, the pinnacle of mining technology that can process huge amounts of material, screws together. Ready? Good. Yeah, good luck to everyone. But she was absolutely unsuited to the harsh, often frozen terrain of the Yukon, where Parker regularly worked. It was a place where a less determined miner might have given up. But with relentless, almost obsessive optimism, Parker continued his global search for the perfect solution. And just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder, he made a surprising decision. If he couldn't find the perfect washing line, he would design and build it himself. The massive 2-year effort has been described as a sea change for the gold mining industry. It all started in incredibly favorable economic conditions, with low fuel costs and a high gold price, factors that are often considered key to such an enterprise. The result of this ambitious project was Roxanne, Parker's new custom car wash, a machine he believed would revolutionize his business. You wouldn't believe it, but Roxanne, a machine designed to improve their efficiency, initially presented more problems than solutions. The first few weeks of operation were a series of frustrating and costly problems. Faulty wiring, broken pipes, and constant mechanical problems plagued the operation, testing the determination and skill of Parker and his entire team as they tried to get their new superstar machine up and running reliably. Just as Roxanne looked like a costly failure, the team's persistence led them to a discovery at Dominion Creek that would not only vindicate their new machine, but potentially change the entire season. Gold or grave. The thing is, the pressure on Parker this season is almost unimaginable. Much is at stake in this harsh world of earth and metal. Consider Schnabel's bold, almost reckless decision to buy the Dominion Creek mining rights for $15 million. This is no ordinary real estate. 6 months after betting $15 million to buy massive gold mining rights, it's time to strike gold. Based on extensive drill tests, it is believed to contain a potential 80,000 ounces of gold, a treasure that could be worth up to $160 million at current prices. The addition of Roxanne's new high-capacity washing facility is essential to any hope of realizing this potential, meaning a staggering expansion of its operations this year. But here's where things get tricky. The Dominion Creek project is a harsh, unforgiving reality. By Parker's own admission, the gold in Dominion Creek was buried deep, 40 feet underground, requiring a huge and expensive investment in mining tons of barren soil just to find the deposit. The decision was a huge, almost existential risk, balancing a huge, life-changing reward against a significant, potentially crippling financial loss. Schnabel now found himself at a critical decision point, constantly weighing the possibilities of unprecedented success against the looming specter of financial disaster. "If you give me the right of way," Parker told the mine owner, "and if anyone else comes along, I'll pay all the drilling costs." It was a bold and decisive move to secure the land he believed held his future. Parker was very aware of the enormous responsibility he was taking on. In a candid and detailed interview with People magazine, he shared a pivotal moment for his team as they considered whether to push further into the mine or scale back operations to mitigate a huge financial risk. The discussion was about more than abstract business strategy. It had deeply personal consequences, underscoring the pressure these high-risk decisions placed on his entire team. Schnabel's honesty in this interview revealed the harsh nature of mining life, a life of relentless demands and incredibly difficult decisions. He emphasized his unwavering commitment to his team and decided to keep working and moving forward rather than downsizing despite the hardships. His approach to the industry, he said, was to never overexpose and always keep money in the bank. A few weeks ago, he contacted me saying he wanted to sell his property, but this gamble with Dominion Creek tested that philosophy to its absolute limit, and no one talked about it. It was a harsh reality. Gold mining is a notoriously rough and unforgiving business, and Parker Schnabel knew that better than anyone. He understood the absolute necessity of securing large tracts of land for long-term mining operations and the constant, relentless challenge of extracting enough gold just to sustain his vast, multi-million-dollar operations. Concerns about maintaining a strong, positive team dynamic under such extreme pressure also weighed on him, revealing his deep, personal investment in the success of the endeavor. When people started talking about his $15 million investment in Dominion Creek, Parker took a smart and pragmatic approach. He knows that only time will tell, at the final weigh-in at the end of a long and grueling season, whether this huge investment was really worth it. By investing so much money in Dominion Creek, Parker hopes it will eventually pay off, but he knows better than anyone that no one is sure when or even if that will happen. It's this breathtaking uncertainty that keeps viewers hooked and wondering what will happen next in the high-stakes reality show that is the gold rush with each passing episode. With Roxanne finally focused and the crew's spirits lifted by the first find, they returned to work at Dominion Creek, unaware that they were about to discover a treasure so important it would shock the world, the electrified gold boulder. And then suddenly, in the harsh landscape of the Klondike, already filled with almost unbearable excitement and anticipation, there was a truly pivotal moment. Under the focused, almost obsessive leadership of Parker Schnabel, the crew made a stunning, almost unbelievable find at Dominion Creek, a breathtaking 41 8-ounce gold nugget. But here's the crazy part. This ore was exceptional not only because of its impressive size, but also because it had a rare and beautiful tree crystal structure that resembled glowing frozen lightning, and it quickly earned its legendary name, electric ore. You see, the group wasn't excited just because this ore was huge. They were excited because it looked so strange and beautiful, almost like it didn't belong on this planet. It had sharp edges, shiny corners, and a shape that looked like golden lightning. This wasn't just any honey. It was something special, something rare, and because of its looks, it was worth far more than its weight in gold. It could be worth tens of thousands, maybe more. They called it the electric gem, and it changed everything. This is just not a good day. This is the moment gold miners dream of, the moment that makes the entire mining season pay off. And for Parker Schnabel, his decision to take a risk and buy the Dominion Creek lot could be totally worth it. When the nugget was dug out of the ground, the entire season seemed to be turned upside down. Suddenly, people were talking not just about Parker's golden sum, but how this strange, powerful-looking nugget might be a sign of something bigger lurking beneath the surface. Would there be more such gold? Were they waiting to find a bigger nugget, or was it the peak, their best moment of the year? That little nugget of gold raised new questions. Would it spur the team to kick faster and harder? Would it give them hope? Or would it bring pressure and stress that would keep them chasing a goal they could no longer achieve? Either way, things were different now. Millions of fans all over the world felt it too. It's not just a gold rush anymore. This is a true story unfolding in real time. It is a struggle between man and nature, between hope and failure, between dreams and disaster. The team immediately wanted to know the value of this golden nugget, so they started counting. 430 ounces divided by what? 31. 1 ounces, someone said out loud, trying to calculate the price. That says it all. It's not just about shiny gems anymore. It's a lot of money. The question was whether this was a chance to make a fortune or lose everything. And the kick? It immediately became one of the most talked about pieces of gold Parker had ever found. Everyone on the team knew it. Even Parker, who had seen plenty of gold before, looked like he couldn't believe what he was holding. It wasn't just luck, it was leadership. The effort paid off. Parker took a big risk when he bought Dominion Creek. 15 million was no joke. And now I finally felt that maybe, just maybe, it would all be worth it. This revelation gave the team new energy. It brought them back to life. Long days, heavy machinery, broken parts. It was all worth it. But with great reward comes great danger. Now other eyes are watching. The pressure was on. The team had to keep trying, kicking, hoping. The alluring diamond was more than just a shiny stone. It's a symbol of what is possible when you never give up. And somewhere in that frozen wasteland, there may be more waiting. Parker Schnabel, a name that has become synonymous with perseverance, iron will, and an endless passion for gold mining, has once again left the world on edge. His latest discovery in the hit reality TV show Gold Rush is not just a major gold find, but a historic event, a global turning point. He is living proof that if you dare to follow your dreams, if you dare to go where no one has dared to go, you can find not only gold but your destiny. The story begins when Parker, after many seasons and hundreds of thousands of hours of work, decides to venture into a long-abandoned mine in the Klondike region, a cold, harsh land where thousands of miners once flocked during the gold rush of the late 19th century. But no one, except Parker, believes there's anything worthwhile left. With courage, intelligence, and unwavering determination, he begins his journey to explore this dead land. When the digger first touched the icy ground, no one knew what was going to happen. The first few days seemed disappointing as Parker and his team only found a few tiny nuggets of gold. But then, when they dug down more than 20 meters, everything changed forever. A huge, untouched vein of gold was exposed. Palm-sized gold nuggets and precious metal crystals glinting under the lights of the machines left the entire team speechless. It was no ordinary gold. It was a natural vein of gold that had formed millions of years ago and had never been discovered before. The original estimate was over 30 million, a staggering figure, even for seasoned experts. But what shocked the world more was not gold. That was what came with it. During the excavation, Parker's team discovered a small cave system, sealed in permafrost. Inside were stone tools, wood, and even fossilized bones. Archaeologists were quickly called to the site, and their initial conclusion was surprising. It was a place used by ancient people to live and possibly mine for gold hundreds of years ago, perhaps during the time of the indigenous people or the first miners who arrived on Earth. The discovery quickly spread around the world. Major news agencies like BBC, CNN, National Geographic, all reported on the front page. They talked not only about the gold that Parker found, but also emphasized the archaeological, historical, and cultural elements. The entire heritage has been rediscovered beneath the seemingly barren soil. Financially, Parker reaped not only tens of millions of dollars in pure gold, but also immeasurable value from research contracts, sponsorships, and television rights. But for Parker, that's not the main goal. In a TV interview, he said, "I came here to find gold, but I'm leaving with something bigger, with a different view of the past and responsibility for the future. This is no longer about me. It's about a whole generation, about people who want to understand more about history, the Earth, and themselves." He immediately funded a team of archaeologists, established the John Schnabel Scholarship, named after his grandfather, to support students studying geology and ancient history. Not only that, Parker also announced that he will work with the Canadian government to keep the area of the find intact, mining only within the limits of the permit and ensuring that the ancient relics are not damaged. Parker's maturity and vision were recognized internationally. He has been invited to speak at many international conferences, from mining to heritage conservation. He became an icon not only in the mining community, but also in the academic and media community. What Parker Schnabel has accomplished is something few in the industry can imagine, being both a gold miner and a keeper of human memory. It was a moment of unprecedented glory for Gold Rush fans. Episodes chronicling Parker's adventures became an instant hit and achieved record ratings for years. Social media exploded with millions of shares, comments, analysis, and tributes. Many people wrote, "Parker didn't just dig up gold, he dug up a piece of human history." And it happened. This event not only changed Parker's life, but also forced the world to rethink how we use the Earth and what the forgotten depths of the Earth can tell us about the past and ourselves. Parker Schnabel is more than just a miner. He is a storyteller. With every block of earth, every rock, every sheet of ice he digs up. And this story, this is one that will be remembered forever. Because sometimes, in the coldest, darkest mire, what you find isn't just gold, but the light of truth, history, and yourself. With this crazy and big discovery, Parker Schnabel closed a challenging chapter, but at the same time opened a completely new path, a path connecting people, nature, and the past. And if you ask, what will he do next? Remember, the journey never ends for Parker, because gold may run out, but the desire to discover it will last forever.